they start throwing it around like this, all right? Well, that's just terrible, guys. Hey guys, can you hear me? Mark McKillier here with Live Anabolic. All right, guess what? We're still in COVID, but the gyms have opened back up, which means a lot of you guys are starting to get back into the gym, and I'm here to show you a bunch of mistakes that you guys need to avoid, because trust me, if you don't do these, you're gonna be really sore and you're gonna be hurting big time. And guys, there's a bunch of ideas here that I want to throw your way, because I see people make these mistakes all the time when they come back to the gym after laying off. And remember, it's not just COVID that you have missed the gym. It might be the fact that you've been traveling a lot. Maybe you've been sick for a long time and you're just getting back into the gym. So I got some really good ideas for you. And then also, the very last thing I'm going to tell you tonight is a mistake that I've been making my entire life, and I just figured it out a few years ago, and trust me, you want to hear what this is. All right, well, one of the first mistakes, guys, is called ego lifting. And when you lay off a long time, whether it's because of COVID and the gyms were actually shut down, or because you just were sick, or maybe it was work related or family related, something really bad happening, you just had to really miss a long period of time, your brain thinks you can still do it, but your body knows better. It knows you can't. So I see people do this all the time. Curls is a perfect example. They get a bunch of weight on a curl bar, and instead of using good form, they start throwing it around like this, all right? Well, that's just terrible, guys. I know you can't see me smiling and laughing, but trust me, that's really bad for you from a potential injury standpoint. And then secondly, you're not really accomplishing all that much, right? Because you're using your back, you're swaying, you're using momentum to lift the weight. Huge mistake. Guys, don't rush it, all right? Your body will tell you when it's ready. Guys, it's not just curls that I see people using terrible form on. This is another typical machine. It's just, I want you to see me smiling and laughing, okay? You can't get the emotion, all right, when I get this mask on. So this is another one. Curls, lat pull downs, rows, lots of different exercises, horrible form, and I don't want you guys to accidentally fall into that mistake, all right? Because when you come back after a big layoff, you're gonna be a lot weaker, right? And if you try to use the same amount of weight, you're going to have to cheat and use bad form, all right? So you'll end up doing what I just showed you there. Not going to accomplish much. Remember, slow is safe. That means fast is dangerous. Don't do this. All right, guys, another mistake I see all the time is not doing full range of motion, poor form. And it's very similar sometimes to the ego lifting, okay, where you're using too much weight, okay, and trying to impress people or impress yourself, okay? So this is a typical example I'll see. Now they'll put a ton of weights up here, and they'll just do this, okay? Little short movements, okay? Very small range of motion, all right? Not getting much done here. Pretty much my joints, my knee joints and my hip joints are carrying all the weight. And I'm not even putting a lot of tension on the muscle fibers when I do this. So guys, really stupid, okay? And what makes it even worse is when people load it up with a ton of weight. Now you got all that weight pushing through the joint itself, okay? And the muscles aren't doing anything. So you're actually damaging the joint without getting the benefit of building the muscles. So guys, there's an old saying, safe is slow, okay? So I highly recommend, especially when you've been off a long time, all right? Haven't worked out in weeks or sometimes months, put less weight than you would normally use, much less, and do full range of motion, but do it real slow, okay? Because when you're doing something slow, you just generally will avoid injury. So slow is safe, it won't hurt you, and don't worry about your ego. All right, guys, another mistake I see all the time when people are coming back to the gym is they're just rushing it too much, okay? You need to ease your way back into the gym. And it may sound like common sense, especially for us older guys, but it's actually more important as we get older because our bodies just don't recover as quick when you're older. You're much more susceptible to injury. I mean, hell, you guys all know that. You just get up and wake up and get out of bed in the morning and you hurt yourself. I mean, just doing nothing, all right? Happens to me too, okay? So anyway, ease your way back in, all right? Now, what I mean by that is I want you to use much lighter weight than you normally would, okay? Don't push it as hard either. Don't do as many reps. Don't do as many sets, all right? You need to lower your expectations, all right? Now, normally you're not going to hear me say that. Normally I want you guys to really push yourself and take it to the next level, okay? Don't ever give up, remember? But not when you're just kind of slowly start getting back into it. And a good rule of thumb, guys, is I like to take about as long to get back into the gym and working out, 100% as I took off. So if I've been off for a month, all right, without working out, it takes me at least a full month of slowly getting back into it before I'm back to where I was to begin with. And that's on a optimistic, all right? So a lot of times it takes even longer. So if you've been out for 2 or 3 months because the gyms were shut down or because you were sick or hurt or something like that or had family problems, expect it to take 2 or 3 months for you to get back to where you were before you had the big layoff, guys. Remember, if you push it too hard, you're going to end up just injuring yourself. And then guess what? You have to sit at home, you can't go to the gym, you can't work out, and you fall even further behind, right? So it's one of those things where it's hard for me to do, and guys, I'm susceptible to this also. So I'll come back, and after a week, all right, of taking it easy, I want to ramp it up and really start going hard. And I've tried that before and it don't work. I end up getting really sore. I develop tendonitis when I do that, and it's just very frustrating because then I actually fall further behind. So guys, just kind of swallow your ego. And once again, you heard me talk about this earlier in this video. A lot of it's about your ego, okay? So just swallow your ego and really gently work your way back into it. Oh, hey! Another mistake I see people make at the gym all the time. Just sitting here on your phone, all right? I'm taking up a valuable machine. Now, it doesn't happen to be busy at the gym right now, but it drives me crazy, all right? I see people, and they just sit here, and they'll actually do this. They'll be typing on their phone and just kind of going through the motions. Oh, looky here, somebody sent me a text message. I think I'll text them back. And then they'll finish their set, and they won't even look up. They'll just keep staring at their damn phone, okay? Man, looky here, and I'm standing over here at the side waiting to get in on this machine. So there's several mistakes going on here, guys. First of all, it's just rude and disrespectful to the other people, all right, that want to work in with you, okay? Second thing, you're defeating the purpose, all right? You're not getting much done. How much effort can you put into an exercise while you're staring at your phone? And thirdly, I don't want you guys sitting down in between sets. This is a big mistake I see people make all the time. So what happens is, and it doesn't have to be leg exercise. I don't care whether you're doing chest, whether you're doing arms, it doesn't matter, back. I see people just sitting down for 1.5 minutes before they do the next set. I want you guys to stand up. You don't have to walk around if you don't want to, but at least stand up, okay? Because when you're sitting down, you're just too relaxed, okay? Your heart rate starts to drop. You're not breathing as hard, all right? Everything slows down, and that's a big no-no, okay? So when you're standing up, at least you get off the machine. If somebody else wants to work in with you, no problem. Get off your damn phone, all right? That's just horrible. And then secondly, when you're standing up, your blood pressure doesn't drop so much, all right? So you'll be ready for that next set. Okay, the final mistake that people make after a long layoff is the same mistake that I've been making my whole life. Just figured it out a few years ago. Please wash your hands after the workout. Now, guys, it's not just COVID related. I know we're all hypersensitive to that right now, but you know, people are going to be watching this video years and years and years, long after COVID is long gone. And what I figured out was when I wash my hands after I work out, I don't get sick anymore. I used to get 2 or 3 colds every year. All right, it drove me crazy. I'm like, what the hell am I doing wrong? Okay, now it isn't like I'm sticking my fingers in my mouth after I work out, but guys, this looks really goofy, doesn't it? Let me take that off. Guys, this right here, I know it's simple, and I learned the hard way, guys, but I started washing my hands every single time after I finished my workout, before I even went to my locker, okay? And I mean, as soon as I started doing this a few years ago, I basically quit getting sick. It was really wonderful. Let me tell you, I'm a wussy when it comes to being sick. I'm pretty tough on a lot of things, but I'm a big crybaby when it comes to feeling bad, getting fever, getting a cold. Total wimp, all right? So guys, this has saved me weeks and weeks and weeks of feeling like crap, sitting in a home. And guess what? When you get sick, you don't come to the gym, all right? And then you fall further behind. And so my last recommendation is this, just personal hygiene, all right? Stick with it, guys. Stick with the personal hygiene. Stick with the workouts. Don't ever give up on yourself, all right? We're going to be doing this for the rest of our lives.